Hey guys, so don't ask why I sound so cringe. I am gonna be reacting to this video because I can. Don't mind me, I'm eating my vitamins.
Welcome to the third council meeting, my friends. I sincerely hope that today we finally come to an accord.
If you allow me to begin.
No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear you talk, you liar.
My proposition remains on the table. Have you reconsidered your decisions, if I may ask?
No.
There is nothing to reconsider. Under no circumstances will I surrender my soul gem. This little stone has caused far too many tragedies to nonchalantly pass around.
He's right. Who else can control such power if not us?
With all due respect,
Because
it seems like we have a difficult
Sky
discussion
Cream
ahead of
Cookie,
us.
you are a liar.
How so?
Because my opinion regarding this soul gem conundrum also remains unchanged.
What is conundrum?
You! Enough talking!
Yeah, you.
If you want
You
this
tell
power
him,
for
Crunchy
yourself,
Chip.
just say it loud and clear.
Perhaps what I'm going to say next will help you understand
I will
my
never
logic.
understand your
A
logic.
vision of critical importance, if you
Your
will.
logic is horrible.
A fact that showed me what can happen when great power is concentrated in the hands of just a few.
What is it you're trying to say?
What is wrong with your grammar?
I myself was utterly shocked when I heard this.
Okay.
Terrified,
I
even.
just realized.
Yet, it has only reinforced my conviction in the
If you
fact that
actually
Soul Jam's potential
get it
must
wrong,
be
then
shared
it's
with everyone.
Just get to the point already.
Yes.
Very well. What if I told you that the cookie who inflicted such horrors upon the cookie world was one of the ancient heroes?
Liar!
Dark Enchantress Cookie, formerly known as White Lily Cookie.
Liar! Liar!
What did you just say?
Are you?
Yeah, he's crazy. He's lying. You liar!
You. I don't believe you. This is impossible.
Yes, you tell her.
But it is true.
I mean, you tell him go.
One of the five craved for more and more power, only to become a harbinger of the darkness in the end.
If I was in the game, I would
Dark
say so.
Enchantress Cookie desires to rebuild this world in her own image. To that end, she requires the power of Soul Jam. Soul
That is
Jam,
not true because
the
in the first
receptacle
battle
for a
she
noble
was there.
soul, yes.
And
Yet,
Dark Enchantress Cookie was
regardless,
there.
a source of
Well,
tremendous,
it is.
concentrated energy.
And they're two different cookies.
Energy capable of building one kingdom from the ground up and reducing another to ashes and rubble. But power can corrupt. It spawns greed. Greed leads to arrogance. And arrogance can lead even the wise and noble of us to the bitterest of ends.
Did you just mention all of
The shadows of great power are those coveting it, wishing to challenge its owners. Can you keep your power safe indefinitely?
Yep. I'm sure I can.
This is why it is critical that our Crim Republic, uncorrupted by power, takes the lead of this campaign. This is why there is no other option but to share your soul jam.
No, we are not doing that.
The
We're
more
not
power
doing
is
that.
grasped, the more it slips
No matter
away.
who she is or what she is still our
Not
friend,
holding
you
your
liar.
ground against the chaos. Your stubbornness will be sowing its seeds.
Ding 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 ding.
Wars, cruel conflicts born out of desire for power. All such grief is born from those that crave strength, those who desire to challenge the balance.
You liar.
The histories of your kingdom serve as perfect examples of this tragic pattern. Lastly, permit me to remind you that Dark Enchantress Cookie herself started the Dark Flower War because of her obsession with the power of your soul gem. was called a noble, ancient hero. Even she was unable to restrain her own greed.
You liar. No matter
Shut
who she is
your
or what she is,
poisonous mouth.
she's still our friend.
Race
We're not fighting our friend.
instinct.
Stop!
Yeah.
Out of my way!
Yes. You go.
I will not allow you to pass. Listen to the voice of reason.
No.
Reason? How dare you?
You're making me angry.
Another proof to my point. I see you are no different from Dark Enchantress Cookie.
Liar.
Unwilling to part with
He's
your precious
literally
power.
the most different person from Dark Enchantress. Okay, here we go with the chaos. Chaos time! Yay! You guys watch that.
Get up on my eyes! This shockwave! I can barely move!
Such an overwhelming energy wave caused by the collision of Soul Jam. To witness it firsthand.
Dark Cacao Cookie, come to your senses!
Yeah!
Let me go! I will end this arrogant whelp!
I'm sure he's
I
screaming in my
said
head,
no! Did you forget that we swore to put an end to the cookies fighting? To friends fighting? And you, Clotted Cream Cookie, you crossed the line!
Yeah, you tell.
How can you sully the names of cookies sworn to protect others with their lives? Why lie about a noble hero to prove your point?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I found it hard to believe myself. Yet it is the sad truth.
Wait,
Am I right? Pure vanilla cookie?
type in here.
You knew it all along, did you not?
Type in here.
I beg for your forgiveness, my dearest friends. I should have told you sooner.
Oh my gosh, I hate they're gasping all together.
I told you that the two others refused to come. But I was dishonest. White Lily Cookie is not coming because she is Dark Enchantress Cookie.
Yes, tell them the
I
truth.
planned to tell you the
Cloud
truth.
Cream
I did.
Cookie, I don't care if
Yet,
you're talking about the truth.
I could not muster the
You were
courage
not
to tell
honest
you.
with that, and you told
How could this be?
You told them
What this cookie
to
says
fight
is
your-
right.
Their own friends.
Soul Jam
So,
is
I
too
am
dangerous in
trusting
our
you.
hands alone.
I'm trusting.
I could not do anything to prevent this tragedy, even though I was the only one who could. White Lily Cookie desired strength to achieve her goals. Now I understand it was inevitable that she became Dark Enchantress Cookie. There are many ways to protect what is dear to us. Sometimes, when one's own efforts are not enough, it is only natural to ask for help. But White Lily Cookie, she believed that only through more power could she change the course of fate. As she went on, she desired more and more. But too much power can only bring sorrow and suffering. I am so sorry, my friends. I did not want you to learn the truth this way. I am truly sorry.
So, he was telling the truth?
Yes, but Clyde Cream
White Lily Cookie is indeed Dark Enchantress Cookie.
I don't really like him.
But how did it happen?
I'm sorry.
That remains a mystery, even for me.
I thought he was nice.
I
and
only
was
know
new, but
she tried to
never
uncover
mind,
the
Lord
secret
sent
of
it.
the
Oh.
cookie's origin. And there, something terrible happened.
I can't believe I heard about this from a complete stranger. You are just like White Lily Cookie, you know that?
Yes! Tell him!
You always said how important our friendship was. But all this time, you kept us in the dark.
Yes!
Of all cookies, Dark Cacao Cookie and I were the last to know.
Yeah! That was
Perhaps,
it.
since the very beginning, you never thought of us as your peers. I see no more reason to remain here. Fighting together requires trust. Despite the rebuilding of this kingdom, I see that trust still remains in ruins. No, there is nothing and no one to trust here.
You can trust me.
I need some time to think.
Oh, the way
The
her
cacao
voice was
cookie!
sweet.
Hollyberry cookie! They left!
Don't worry, they'll be back.
Oh no! Is this the end?
No, don't say that, Ginger Brave. They're gonna be back. They're gonna be back. No one really cares.
I must say, I don't think we've ever had a gathering at such an ungodly hour. Our dear console must have something important to discuss.
Venerable elders of the Krem Republic, blessed by glorious light.
No, wait. This is the one I thought I would. This is the one.
Your Majesty, this place isn't the only thing that's disintegrating.
No.
Look at us.
Have we finally caught the pale ailment?
No, this is not the Carolina. This is just an
The
illusion.
world of
Totally
fantasy
an
Mystic
illusion.
Flower Cookie has created. It's
They're alive.
disintegrating.
I know they're alive, but it's still
Mystic
so
Flower
sad.
Cookie! I command you to turn my
Okay, so if
subjects
you're
back to
watching this
normal at
video,
once!
Cookie Runners,
I could have come alone. These cookies followed to protect me. Is it not my sword you seek? Then fight me now!
Your Majesty,
No!
it's all right. I feel I can barely even remember risking my life to protect the wall. That's right. I spent all my life protecting the wall. Did I even have any
It's not a
wishes
wall.
of
Isn't
my
it a
own?
kingdom? Not a wall?
No. I've lived my whole life without a single wish.
Okay, that doesn't
I
mean you
think
have
I
to
understand
in front of the king.
What
That
true
doesn't mean you have to
futility
in front
is.
of the king. There's no need for wishes and stuff. You'll get it in the future.
Crunchy Chip Cookie, take my hand.
Got it! I got your hand!
No, don't grab each other's hands. Give
No.
give
My
your
hand.
friend a
It's
one
turned to
last
flour
hug
already!
before you.
Crunchy Chip Cookie!
Disappearing? Just like that? Leaving the mountains unprotected? If so, does that mean I'll no longer have to watch my cream wolves fall?
No. They fall because of the
Your-
edge of the king.
Your Majesty,
Oh.
I don't
Because
think
why
I can
did the
hold on any
witches put
longer.
it up there?
I am sorry that I have failed to
Witches
remain by
did it
your
on
side, and please forgive me for leaving before fulfilling my duties. Your Majesty,
Caramel arrow cookie!
Oh my god,
No.
he sounds so
but
distressed.
how come? I suddenly feel at peace,
No, you are not.
knowing
at peace
I
right
no
now. You are
longer
in
have
danger.
anything to protect. Your Majesty, I wish you could see this endless world of white as well.
No! Caramel arrow cookie,
She
don't
said
go!
that Insync will
This is all a
disappear.
lie! You are all falling victim to Mystic Flower Cookie's foul tricks! Come back! Immediately! Please!
And
This
so,
is why.
one cookie remains. A cookie who still believes in ideals of a bygone era. So full of resolution.
We get it. We get it.
Cloud Hete Cookie. Was this your plan from the beginning? I will not let you get away with this. Just wait till I get my own two hands on you.
Ooh, scary. Alas, looks like that won't be possible, my lord. After all, I'm returning to Flower as we speak. Let me give you one piece of advice.
Wow.
I hope that you'll be liberated
that's it.
from that heavy
Not
burden
bad.
you carry on your shoulders. May you two finally come to recognize the sweet taste of oblivion.
No! Caramel arrow cookie. Crunchy chip cookie.
No!
My warriors.
No! My children!
No!
Is this my cookie?
Yeah.
I remember having agar cookie on my team. But I don't have that kind of channel, so I don't think so. Let's do this. Don't ask why we immediately changed topic. I love ASMR, and hopefully you do too. Oh God, stop pressing them! They're under a horrible state, and you're here pressing. Okay, thank you. Should I be taking the keys out first? Their opinion on how they do it. Can't really argue with it. Not stable. Not stable. I didn't say dad. I didn't say my dad. I don't even have a dad. Yes, I don't have a father. I don't have a father. Oh, we became a bed! How special! Okay, let's not do that. Oh my gosh. How long did it actually take you to do that? 2 minutes! That is so quick. 2 minutes. You're just 2 minutes in, you already cleaned it. Okay. No, it cannot. I think he's flexible. Oh my god. That is not 60 hours. That is 45 minutes. Let's react to this.
Cookie Runners.
Hi.
I've been sealed away for some time.
Okay.
It seems like there is much I have to learn about our present world.
Yeah, you mean
My
about
vows
that
and duties are long forgotten. But today I will attempt to reconnect with Cookie Kind. Fortunately, the English social team has offered their time to educate me in topics of popular culture through an archive of images. It will be interesting to see what Cookie Runners resonate with in these modern times.
What?
This first one is titled Father-Son Bonding Time in Cookie Run Kingdom. It appears to be an image of a family excursion above the mountaintops. Considering the length of time they decided to spend together, I would assume these two are close, but this picture gives me a feeling of unease and quiet.
Of course, because
I
their
do like that.
relationship is
This is a meeting of Dark Choco Cookie reuniting with his estranged father, Dark Cacao Cookie, after attempted patricide. The purpose was for exposure therapy?
I see. I was betrayed by those I trusted too. Now I trust no one. These cookies had no chance. But perhaps I could benefit from some of this exposure therapy.
No, I don't know.
Next, we have strawberry cookie credit card phishing. Misspelled phishing. Hi there. Do you think I could have your credit card information, please? And then there are boxes to fill. A cookie in need. In the past,
That is
I've
not a
always
cookie.
heeded the
That
call
is
of
a
the week.
scammer
Perhaps
cookie.
it is to support a career in fishing. It was a misspelling after all. This seems to be a reasonable request. I will fill this in forthwith. However, I am unfamiliar with this currency they call a credit card. Does she take coins? Can I fill in my coin bag in here? What? This is your standard scam, where cookies try to trick others into giving them money? That is despicable! Cookies like these do not deserve solidarity and are corrupted beyond redemption. I will strike this strawberry cookie down without mercy.
Okay, I love Amazing Games. My little baby.
I may be traditional, but these garments do not seem very
What's a
functional.
garment?
They would do nothing in battle. There's far too many straps, and it appears hard to move in and constricting. Are these jesters, perhaps? This is a moving picture of the Bad 4 pop band debut. Oh, band. That must be some sort of musician in the modern sense. The definition of music has certainly expanded since I was sealed. That being said, you can cut this. I kind of find it enjoyable. Strawberry crepe cookies cake shop with the beast cookies. These traitors, trading duty for sweetness beyond measure. Both heart and soul are easily betrayed in the face of great delicacy. And what great delicacy it is. That cake should be shared by all. Wait, what is the slothful one doing out there with me? We are not close.
Okay,
What? This is during Strawberry Crepe Cookies cake shop event before the last 2 beast cookies were released. Understandable. Having a later release date would be the only thing I would have in common with Eternal Sugar Cookie. Well, other than our tainted power, of course. Mystic Flower Cookies meditation. I'm completely lost. Is she meditating, asleep, or dead? What does the X mean in the corner? Is that is vaguely threatening? Why are there images of Shadow Milk Cookie and Eternal Sugar Cookie with nonsensical names that don't match them at all? There's numbers. What am I looking? I quit. I cannot do this any. All right, I have regained my composure. What is it? The joke is that Mystic Flower Cookie is live streaming to an audience of 21,000 cookies with comments from the other beast cookies. That explains nothing to me. I know none of these words. Why are they commenting?
A live stream is a form of real-time image broadcasting to viewers on the internet.
I would never have guessed that Mystic Flower Cookie would care to learn the ways of the modern cookie. Yet it is impressive that...
Are you recording? Yeah, why? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That was just my phone.
that she managed to amass so many cookies to watch her do absolutely nothing.
She is what you call an influencer nowadays. She's promoting a mattress brand on social media.
I simply must give up. Next image, please. Romance Kingdom. I do not know what to think of this kingdom. Are these cookies from our realm? Why are they so different? Their proportions are all wrong. How are they granted the same appendages as the witches at the end of their arms? I am so confused. I should never have returned. Is this some sort of abstract art? What? This is a story-based dating simulator event set in the fictional world of Kingdom High School. Oh dear. Is this what you believe in? There is no hope for cookie kind. Our virtues are long but crumbled. The corrupted are beyond redemption. Soon, they will be dating everything.
Yes!
What is this now? Golden cheese cookie approaching burning spice cookie. Well, that's 2 in a row. I see that depicting cookies in this altered, strange form is popular. So they're just walking closer to each other, is that it? Well, I've never seen the leader of destruction be so calm. And those are some interesting hieroglyphics above his head. Perhaps some new language. What is this? It is based on a popular scene in a bizarre cartoon series. Bizarre is underlined several times, where the protagonist and main villain confront each other in an epic showdown. Oh, so burning spice cookie fighting? Fork found in kitchen. His wanton use of destructive power is unearned and brings nothing but calamity. Shadow Milk Cookies Marie scan. My goodness, I do not think I will ever get used to seeing cookies in this bodily form. I do not know what to make of this. Is that, Shadow Milk Cookie helping a sick family member with a medical procedure? I would not trust him with any task. He's looking at one of these screens I'm looking at now. Perhaps he is reacting to modern memes as well. They cut off the word family. What is wrong with this? Does no one know how to read anymore? Question, what does LOL mean?
It's a short way of saying laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Hold on.
Oh, well, haha then.
Oh my God.
A joke image of Shadow Milk Cookie pretending to be a doctor. I see that another cookie has fallen victim to the whispers of deceit. I hope no harm came to that cookie. The only things Shadow Milk Cookie takes seriously are his lies, laughing at the expense of another. What is this? How to draw accurate Eternal Sugar Cookie. 1, 2, draw circle, draw the rest of Eternal Sugar Cookie.
Oh my gosh.
I feel these instructions are a bit lacking, especially in the details. This is a terrible, terrible pedagogy. No one could learn from this. There is an awful lot missing between the 2 steps, you know. And you know what? The most ridiculous part about this is that the final image does not look like Eternal Sugar Cookie at all. But perhaps that is part of the joke. Perhaps I'm catching on to this. Yes, this is a satirical joke to make fun of art tutorials that are explained too simply. So this image is feeding the delusions of the masses. The gods really have turned their backs on us. Perhaps I can work on my own art. That concludes this learning experience with the English social team, thank goodness. Is this what our world has come to? Disappointing. I do not belong here, and I have no more words left for you.
Wait, hold up. Can you tell the viewers to like and comment below and subscribe to the channel, please?
Only silence shall remain. So, no.
When I was little, I was under the impression that school uniforms looked really cool and super stylish. Until I started wearing them. If you're unlucky enough to get one you don't like, then tough luck, because you're stuck wearing the exact same thing to school every single day for the next few years. I'm not sure if this is a common thing, but my uniforms were always very uncomfortable. And compared to the ones from other countries, they looked sad. Yeah, let's go with that. Quick side note, I've changed schools a lot. I went to 2 different primary schools, 2 different middle schools, and 2 different high schools. I'm saying this because I realized that the Caitlin uniform timeline can get a bit confusing. My first middle school had a bunch of rules against hair. This probably had to do with the fact that the staff consisted of a bunch of grumpy old-minded people who thought we were still living in the Victorian era. For the girls, letting your hair down was a big no-no. The guidance counselor even had a pack of those cheap, crummy hair ties in her office in case of an emergency. I never trusted you. And we were only allowed to have like 3 hairstyles. Only braids, buns, and tied-up hair were accepted. As for the boys, they weren't allowed to have long hair. And by long hair, I don't mean hot, overpowered anime boy with better hair than I could ever have. I mean literally any hair that was over 2 inches. I've never heard of any other schools that do this. Which is a good thing. I understand the reasoning behind clothes, but I don't think schools should even be allowed to have a say in what your hair looks like. Mostly because not everyone looks good with their hair up, Sandra. Yeah, don't let my gotcha character fool you. I had to look like I was wearing a pineapple attached to the side of my head. Middle school number 2 had this uniform, and the problem with this was that it was white. I want to know who thought this was a good idea. Which genius out there took a look at a bunch of kids and went, yeah, let's slap some white clothes on them. That surely won't go wrong. That uniform never stayed clean for more than 2 days. My mom got so used to me spilling something on it that she had a specific bucket just for washing it. But along with the questionable uniform design,
this school had the most ridiculous rule I've ever heard of. You see this jacket? My mom bought it for me on my birthday, and it's been my favorite jacket ever since. I wear it all the time, and I wear it everywhere. One day, the principal walked over while I was enjoying my third chocolate milk of the day and said, "That's not allowed." There's a limit for chocolate milk? No, not that. That. Apparently, in that school, tying your jacket around your waist was against the rules. What? Why though? Because it's the rules. Yeah, but why? We don't allow it here. Okay, but why? Because it's part of the dress code. You're not answering my question. To this day, I still don't know why it was a rule. You might think I'm overreacting or something, but here's the worst part. Since everyone knew about this rule, whenever a girl did have their jacket around their waist, it would feel like the equivalent of holding a megaphone and announcing to the entire school that Mother Nature decided to pay you an unexpected visit that day. And in a school full of uneducated, immature teenage boys, I bet you can tell how that might have gone. This was messed up on another level. I hated that rule. I never followed it. I even got threatened to be sent to the principal's office 5 times, but it never happened because, like, what are they gonna tell my parents? Hello, sir, your daughter is in violation of the school dress code. What? That doesn't sound like her. What did she do? She wore her jacket around her waist. Hey, honey!
What?
Your daughter violated the dress code! What? She wore her jacket around her waist! My old high school had uniform.
I'm recording myself reacting to videos. And then they can hear me. They can hear me.
You're gonna post it?
Yeah. No face, just voice.
Tapos kapag i-post mo, i-delete on the phone, okay?
Delete?
Delete mo sa phone.
Delete? Why should I delete my video?
On the phone. Diba you're gonna post it?
Uh-huh.
Tapos delete mo yung nasa phone. Kasi we're gonna eat up the...
But Mom, I'm making a getting ready for school series. The one I showed you. I already made 3 parts. I can't lose all my progress.
I mean that the reaction video lang.
But Mom, how's it gonna get popular if I delete it right as soon as I post?
No, not the one that you post, the one on the phone.
Oh. Oh.
It's 2, but I never got one. I found a way to cheat the system. I told them that I was gonna leave for Canada but didn't know exactly when, so they said that it's okay for me to not buy the uniform as long as I wore something consistent, which wasn't a problem at all since I wear the exact same thing every day. Everything was going great until one day they decided to make some changes about the dress code. Oh, absolutely not. Natural colors and highlights were fine, but the school thought that unnatural hair colors were too distractive. Fortunately, I was good friends with the vice principal. He's a really cool guy and he supports my YouTube. And since he noticed that without my red hair, I wouldn't look exactly how I look in my videos, he let me keep it. But then the school thought it would be unfair to let only one student keep her colored hair, so they just completely let go of that rule. Which means that technically, I saved your hair. You're welcome. Ew, isn't that the Gotcha Kid? So what do I think about dress codes? I don't like them. Guys, I finally got my laptop. I am over the moon. Thank you so much for your support. I can finally post without waiting for like 8 months. These videos take a lot of time to make, mostly because I'm the one drawing everything. So try to bear with me here. I'm gonna try to push my limit and see how quickly I can get the next video out. I spend a lot of time with my eyes locked onto one thing for very long sessions. I'm always either studying, working, reading, or gaming. This routine started when I was in 7th grade, and I kept doing this for months, until one day I realized that I started to see things in the distance a little blurry. That, combined with the genetic factor that my mom used to have bad eyesight, eventually led me into needing glasses. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about my good and bad experiences with glasses. kidding, they're all bad. When I went to get my prescription glasses, the first thing I had to do was pick a frame. Okay, before I tell you this part, there's something you need to know about me. I have a problem. I don't know when or how this started, but I have a severe case of indecisiveness. In the first year I spent in Turkey, I was feeling very homesick, so my aunt took me to one of the biggest malls in the country. We had a really fun time and it actually managed to cheer me up a bit. But then it was time to leave and my aunt suggested we get some ice cream for the road. Now just so I don't get confused, we were in the middle of the big city and my home is in a very small town in the middle of nowhere. All the ice cream was sold from little windows at pastry shops and the only available options were vanilla, chocolate, lemon, and strawberry. But this place had like 30 different flavors with fancy names and weird color combinations I've never seen before. I stood there for 20 minutes trying to pick which flavor I wanted. That plus the waiting time means it took us half an hour to get ice cream. I never saw my aunt again. I'm not joking. This happened 9 years ago and I legit haven't seen her since. Now picture this scenario, but instead of 30 ice cream flavors, it's 800 pairs of glasses. Uh-oh. I'm gonna save you guys the pain of listening to me talk about each individual frame they showed me and skip to the part where the employees looked like they were about to just give me a whole box and ban me from ever coming back. The funniest part is that after what was probably an hour, this is the frame I picked and held onto for the past 5 years of my life. It was the second one they showed me. Can I try on your glasses? People who have glasses have probably heard this phrase a lot. I didn't mind letting some of my friends try them on, but there were some people that I instinctively knew shouldn't be allowed anywhere near my glasses. Out of those people, there was one girl in particular. We'll call her Claudia. Claudia wasn't particularly a bad person, she just had no self-control over anything. She didn't know the meaning of personal boundaries. If she saw something that she wants to take a closer look at, she would just take it without asking. And she'd be very careless about it too. Also, she had a cheese puff addiction. So when she saw my new glasses, I instantly knew that they just became one of her targets. And as I expected, while I'd be busy copying something off the board, she'd just yoink them off my face. Girl, how can you see with these? Can you not? How many fingers am I holding up? Do I look good with glasses? Who's this? My head hurts. Here you go. I hate you with a passion. When you shower, you have two options. Either this view or this view. Speaking of water, here's one that people don't talk about very often. Swimming. I used to take swimming lessons in the summer. You know, when there wasn't a global pandemic and I had no excuse to not indulge in physical activities. Don't get me wrong, I like going to the pool. I just don't like being told what to do for 2 hours. Before the lesson started, the routine everyone had to follow was shower, put your swimming cap on, leave your belongings on your bench, and join the warm-up circle. This means that I had to leave my glasses on the bench and practically be blind for the entire lesson. The problem was, obviously, I couldn't see anything. What's he doing? Oh, okay, that's his arm, and that's the legs. Ooh, got it! Sorry! Oops! Water and glasses don't mix together. Do you like watching videos on your laptop from the comforts of your bed? Or maybe you've had an exhausting day and just want to lie down on the couch to watch some TV. Well, guess what? When you have glasses, you can't. Before I start my kinda unproductive productive day, I like to do this thing where I stay in bed watching dumb YouTube videos for at least 15 minutes before I can actually get up. Same thing goes for when I'm about to sleep. But whenever I want to switch into that comfy sideways position, my glasses shift and there's nothing I can do about it except being uncomfortable until I feel like lying back again. Hot food and drinks make your glasses fog up. This gets worse depending on how cold the environment is. If you drink coffee on a summer morning, your glasses will be perfectly fine. But if you try enjoying some hot cocoa in winter, then good luck because you are now officially blinder than you were to begin with.
I love the music. Why do I think she's still a child to this day? She's in high school!
You wouldn't understand! So, this video took a while to get out. Honestly, it was the most painful experience I've had while making a video. My laptop is 5 years old now, and I've honestly pushed its limits a bit. You know how a lot of people are scared of going to the dentist? I was not one of them. In fact, I had a pretty good relationship with my dental care. I get to skip school, and I get a cheap dollar store toy afterwards. Mother, take me to the tooth man right now. One time after my routine checkup, I even said, I'm gonna take 2 this time because I was really well behaved. So they gave me like 5. That was a good day. Anyway, this all changed drastically when I was around 9. We had just moved countries and I started to have a really bad toothache. At first I was like, okay, this is normal. That just means it's gonna fall out. Then it got to a point where I wouldn't want to eat, and as a bonus, it turned purple. Of course, my parents noticed and asked me if I wanted to go to the dentist, but to their surprise, I said, no. Look, the dentist in Canada was the only one I had up till that point. I didn't trust some random other dentist to help with my boo-boo. My dad eventually convinced me to go by saying the new dentist was a friend of his and it'll just be a quick checkup. So we went, and for the first time in my life, I felt fear. I don't know why. This literally never happened before. But the more we waited, the sounds of the tools, the posters that look like they've been there before I was even born, and even the TV started to increase my panic. The assistant noticed the look of absolute terror on my face, so she tried to calm me down by saying, don't worry, you won't feel a thing. Little lady, it's your turn. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Hello there. Open wide, let me see that tooth. Nothing too serious, just needs to be pulled out. Why don't you take a seat? Now, not to brag or anything, but I was the fastest kid in my elementary school. So... Did she just... Yep. Our house was a 10-minute walk away from the place, so I just ran all the way home. In my defense, the first thing I saw when I walked into that room were the hints of what happened to the previous patient. I think my reaction was justified. I remember my parents chasing after me with the car, but they would describe the scenario a little differently. Should we help her? Nah. Eventually, I did go back to get my tooth pulled out, but then all was good. I'm just kidding. He pulled out the wrong one. We had to go back twice. Your choice of dentist is as bad as your ability to use the internet. Seriously, he's had his bank account info stolen twice, his laptop hacked, and his identity was stolen. I've told him countless times to just get a VPN, to which his response was to click on something that said free VPN, which turned out to be malware. I try really hard to teach him about safety on the internet, but admittedly, I'm not very good at it either. So this video is sponsored by NordVPN. No matter how careful you are, it is surprisingly easy to get your info stolen online. The most common way this happens is that scammers will create a fake website and then pay to get it put at the very top of the search page. And they can be very hard to tell apart from the real one. All it takes is one click and there goes all your info. But thanks to NordVPN's advanced browsing protection, all the safe results will show up with a little green checkmark next to them. It also comes with an ad blocker and access to thousands of servers in over 100 countries, so you can get around region-blocked content. Go to nordvpn.com/CaitlinFlames to get a huge discount on a 2-year plan. I don't want to pay for this. Like I said, you can get a really good discount if you click on my link in the description. But what if you don't like it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee? Seriously? Okay, if you click on my link, you get the best discount for 2 years and an extra free 4 months. Okay, you can get the same deal by going to nordvpn.com/CaitlinFlames, so you and your loved ones can be safer on the internet. Fast forward a few years later, I was in 6th grade and I started feeling really insecure about my smile. Whenever I laughed, I wouldn't just cover my mouth, I would cover my entire face. So when I found out that there was a thing called invisible braces, I immediately asked my parents if I could get some. So everything looks good, but there's one problem. I'm feeling a little bump on her palate, which typically indicates that there's a tooth under there. There's a tooth in the middle of my mouth? This is called an impacted canine, and the only way to treat it is to perform a simple surgery where you expose the tooth, attach a chain to it, and over the course of a few months, slowly pull it to its proper spot. When I heard the word surgery, I instantly went into a state of denial. We asked for a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th opinion. The first 2 couldn't find anything and got my hopes up, but on the 4th one, since this time we had the screen turned towards us, I saw it, pointed at it, and my stomach sank. Which honestly should have been my first red flag, because in a room with 4 adults, one of them being a certified professional, why was the 12-year-old the one to point it out? Also, how did you all miss this? It was sticking out like a sore thumb. The tooth was literally chilling sideways. Y'all need to have your licenses revoked. I walked out being scheduled for surgery in 2 months. While waiting, I read everything I could find about my condition. I even found out that I was gonna need braces, not the magical invisible ones, the metal train tracks that scratch your cheeks and forbid you from eating everything you like. But since I had 2 months to prepare, when the day of the surgery came, I walked in feeling a little nervous, but I shake that surgeon's hand with confidence. Little did I know that I was about to experience the biggest fear of anyone who's about to get surgery. Despite animating the rest of the video in the most family-friendly way I could think of, YouTube can be very unforgiving with the usage of certain words, and I am not in a situation where I can afford to not get paid. If this video gets demonetized, I would perish. So if you do want to hear about what happened during the surgery and the slightly traumatizing aftermath, just wait till February. It's literally 7... Aren't I supposed to be asleep during this? Oh, no. That won't be necessary. But I did my research, and since my tooth is pretty deep in there, the internet said, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Trust us, you're in good hands. When I started, I could hear and feel everything that was happening, just without any discomfort. But after a few minutes, I was hit with the horrible realization that I started to feel pain. It wasn't that bad, but since you're not supposed to feel any pain, I knew something was wrong. I tried to alert them, but since my mouth was stuffed with tools and I started panicking, they thought I was just being hysterical and kept telling me to stop moving. Before doing a procedure on a conscious person, doctors will use local anesthetics to numb the area, so while the person is awake and aware, they can't feel anything that's going on in that region. Unfortunately, in my case, It was not working. As time went by, the pain just kept getting worse. But when someone is doing a delicate procedure and has a sharp tool in your mouth, you kinda have no choice but to just sit there and wait for it to stop. Anyway, after they were done, I couldn't talk, so I had to use a pen and paper to communicate. Oh yeah, pain is normal for the next few days, but right now she's fine. You little! I kept insisting that I was not fine, but these guys acted like I was just being dramatic. At that point, I was both physically and mentally exhausted, and I just wanted to go home. It was the most unpleasant experience of my life, but it was finally over. I was really tense and stressed throughout the surgery, but after being outside for a few minutes, I took a deep breath and started relaxing myself. Then, out of absolutely nowhere, the pain in my mouth started pulsing. Is that? Nope, we are numb, and... oh, nope, that's pain. We're in pain. Ah! This time, the pain was unbearable. It was like my brain suddenly became aware that a small chunk of me was missing and was focusing all of its attention on it. This description is not for the faint-hearted, but it felt like someone was hammering a nail through the roof of my mouth. In the operating room, I was just making please help me noises while trying not to sob. But this time, I was straight up screaming and crying. The people on the street were looking at me in horror, and some of them asked if they should call for help, but I was in so much pain that I couldn't focus on anything. My family panicked, and we rushed back to the dentist, where all they did to help me was give me a glass of water and say that it really shouldn't hurt that much. Being in pain sucks, but being in pain and not being able to say so is another form of torture. I gained a lot of empathy for babies that day. The worst part is that the procedure wasn't done. I had to come back once every 2 weeks for an entire year to get that dumb chain pulled. And let me tell ya, even touching the chain with my tongue would send a sharp jolt of pain down my spine. This experience holds the crown for the most painful thing I ever went through and led to a really bad dentist phobia. Actually, not just a dentist, literally anyone wearing a doctor's coat. My parents occasionally make fun of me because I used to be one of those kids who wasn't afraid of anything hospital-related, and now I'm a 19-year-old that turns into a feral animal at the mere sight of a pointy object. I go through extreme lengths to avoid going to the dentist, and even passing by one fills me with indescribable fear, but I'm slowly working on fixing that. Making these last 2 videos was a huge step forward because I had to look at a bunch of dentist stuff. You know, throughout my entire school life in Canada, I didn't miss a single day from being sick. My immunity system was at the top of its game. I mean, it did mistake some foods for being a threat to my body, so it was a little confused, but it had the spirit. However, my health started slowly declining after moving to Turkey due to reasons I won't be talking about in this video, but basically every year my health just got worse, and it's been severely declining in the past 3 years. Last winter I went to the hospital because I had an airway infection, and the doctor said, "You know, you've been in here 7 times in the past 3 months, all for different infections. Mind if we take a blood test?" When's the last time you've eaten a fruit? I ate a fruit bowl on my birthday. When was that? July. I used to buy a bag of fruit every week, but I'd end up eating just 1 piece and then throwing the rest out. So I just stopped buying fruits in general because I felt guilty for all the food I was wasting. He prescribed me a lot of supplements and strongly advised me to start making a habit of eating more fruit. So this video is gonna be about my unpopular fruit opinions. Apples. Apples are the universal poster child of fruit. I like their taste, but I don't like how thick their skins are sometimes. Also, I'm lazy. So washing the apple, peeling it, then slicing it sounds like too much work for me. I am well aware that there are a bunch of apple types and that I just need to keep trying until I find the apple that suits me best. But they don't usually write the names of apples here, and I'm not very good at identifying the type of apple I'm buying just by looking at it. When it comes to color, I eat the red ones when I want something sweet, and I eat the green ones with salt. Which apparently is a weird thing because one time I brought green apple slices to school, and people gave me weird looks when they saw me salting my apples. As for the yellow ones, I've never tried them. Bananas. I don't like bananas. A few years ago, I was walking around the farmer's market with my dad, and I remember thinking to myself, it's been years since I tried a banana. Maybe they're good now. I took a bite and instantly threw up. I did some research and found out that bananas are the most loved fruit in the world, which makes sense because I'm allergic to bananas now, but before I developed it, every time I would tell someone that I wasn't bananas for bananas, they'd look at me like I just insulted their entire family. And you know what? A lot of people just straight up refused to believe me. It escalated to a point where people would give me things containing bananas without telling me. I believe the reaction they expected was, "Oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever tasted. What's in it?" Bananas. See, we told you your personal preferences were wrong. While the reaction they usually got was, "I can still taste it on my tongue." Avocados. I tried so hard to like them. I kept seeing aesthetic avocado toast pictures and people talking about how healthy they are. So for an entire year, I'd repeat the same thing. Once every 3 months, I'd come across an avocado. I'd tell myself I wouldn't like the avocado. I'd gaslight myself into thinking if I tried to eat it differently, maybe I'd like the avocado. I would purchase the avocado, and I'd end up wasting money and not finishing the avocado. On one hand, I'm grateful that I don't have a taste for a $3 high-carbon footprint fruit. But on the other hand, my dad won't stop talking about avocados. Melons. I found out that the orange ones are called cantaloupes and the green ones are called honeydews, but I just call them melons. The internet says that they taste the same, but that cantaloupes are slightly healthier, which is a shame because I kinda favor honeydews. Now I might be team melon, but I know that nearly everyone favors watermelons, especially during summer. To be fair, I do like watermelons too, but the deal breaker is the seeds. I don't want to take a bite out of something and then chew on the seeds that I'm supposed to spit out. That just ruins the experience for me. Also, it's very difficult to tell if your watermelon is going to be sweet or not. And they're big. So every time you get one that doesn't taste good, you're stuck with 5 kilos of disappointment in your fridge that you'll either have to toss out. Or force yourself to eat. And that's pretty much it. I was originally gonna make this video about every single fruit I've ever tried, but then I realized that there are a lot of fruits out there. Like way too many to be put inside one video. So if you want, write down your favorite fruit, and I'm gonna put the top 10 most commented ones in my next video. Also, I now have a Discord server, so make sure to join if you're interested in that or if you just want to chill with us. But that's not all the exciting news I have to share. Thanks to Makeship, I proudly introduce the plushie of me. It can animate like me, drive like me, wash dishes like me. It can even force you to stop procrastinating due to its surprisingly intimidating aura. And the best part is that legend school. Let's talk about it. I'm a high school 10th grade student, which, according to many people, is one of the worst years in education. And I completely agree. We all know the pain of waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning and realizing it's Monday, enduring 8 hours of sitting in class, and by the time I'm home, I'm so tired all I can do is... I got into a pretty good school, but that doesn't stop me from feeling incredibly dumb all the time, especially since I struggled in most of my classes. The only reason why I was able to get into this school is because middle school Caitlin was super smart, and present Caitlin just... lost all her brain cells somewhere. But as much as I hate school, I gotta admit that there are some classes I can tolerate. So that's what we're talking about today. Keep in mind that I said classes I can tolerate. I'm not even gonna read these words out loud. I highly doubt you guys would be interested in watching me rant for 10 minutes straight anyways. Art. In the beginning of the year, you have to pick between music and art. Now, I like both, but as you can probably guess, I picked art. So you might be wondering, why art? Well, because I am determined to sharpen my skills and learn new things, to give my creativity and non-existent natural talent a chance to flourish, and to finally become the artist I've always dreamed to. Psych, it's because I have severe stage fright and will do anything in my power to stay away from one. Also, it's the only class that we're allowed to use our phones in for looking at references.
I knew she was gonna pick that.
But since my body just refuses to function without music, I asked my teacher if I could listen to some while drawing, and she said, yeah, sure, whatever. Dope class, 9 out of 10. PE. We have 2 PE lessons every week. The first lesson is for doing warm-ups and running. Our school is right next to a park that's surrounded by a running track, so this is where we spend most of our time in the first class. Now here's the thing. Our teacher always tells us to do slow running. Nothing too complicated, just one giant lap of slow running. So we get a good start, everybody's on tempo as the teacher watches us. But once we hit the blind spot, oh god, that's when chaos starts. People joke around and push each other, some might even just stop and start talking. And most people clearly don't know what slow running is because I always hear the words, go faster. I'm sorry, but how can you not know what slow running is? It's in the name. Go faster. It's in the name, Gerald! It's in the name! And the funny thing is, once we leave the blind spot, suddenly everyone's back in perfect sync again. Except for me, running gives me stomach cramps. PE gets a 6.5. Because we can do whatever we want on the second lesson. Geography. Volcanoes, caves, mountains, oceans, and weird lakes. The more classes I join, the more my bucket list of places to go gets longer. Yo, how many years of school do we have left? I think about 6? I see. 8 out of 10. Biology. In my class, hating on biology is some kind of ritual before and after every lesson. So I kind of have to hide the fact that I love biology so I don't get hated on for having a different opinion. I might not get the highest grades. In fact, they're pretty bad, but it still doesn't change the fact that I enjoy it. 8 out of 10. And I'd give it a 10 out of 10, but I kind of suck at it, so yeah, 8 out of 10. German. For me, learning a new language is pretty fun, and I personally enjoy the lessons. Also, besides English, it's literally the only class I got an A in. But there's one thing that really bothers me about this class, and it's called the point system. Allow me to explain. So basically, how it works is you get a point for every time you raise your hand to answer a question. And you're only allowed to raise your hand once a week for some reason. If you collect 10 of these by the end of the semester, the teacher boosts your grade by 3%. Wait. That's it? Is that all I get? But that's not that bad. All you have to do is answer like one question every week, is what you might be able to say. I, on the other hand, was cursed to being one of the shyest people to walk this planet. In fact, the only reason why I can actually post videos on YouTube is because I can work alone in my dark, lonely cave surrounded by 3 different screens while looking like I could die from sleep deprivation at any minute. While in real life, I'm quiet, I'm shy, and sometimes wish I had the power to just turn invisible. So when it comes to speaking in class, I fall into the whatever you do, please don't pick me. I will faint from an adrenaline rush if you do category. So I think that should explain why I don't like the point system. 7 out of 10, and that is a very generous 7 out of 10 for a point system. English. I freaking love this class. Some of you guys might not notice, but I actually live in Turkey, so English is just our second language. And since I can fluently speak English, this class is basically free A's. But I don't love this class because it's the easiest one. I love it because my teacher is the best. Out of all the English teachers I've ever had, she's the most understanding one. I'm allowed to study for the classes I'm actually behind in, or work on the scripts for my videos, which is pretty darn cool. So since it's my most productive and successful class, I'm gonna give it a nice 10 out of 10. History. Everyone sleeps. 3 out of 10. Literature. This class is so time-consuming it drives me crazy. I used to love reading, but school ruined it for me. Then again, school ruined everything for me. I don't have any time to read anything I actually enjoy because of literature class. Then they dare ask us why we don't read more. And there's just way too many things you have to memorize. Like, I don't have enough brain cells to comprehend a fraction of this. Hey, maybe we're doing something wrong here. You might be right. Let's give him more reading assignments. Fun fact. Actually, it's not a fun fact. It's just a fact. Our literature teacher is also our classroom teacher. So props to her for not quitting her job yet. Here's a glimpse of what my classroom looks like for further context.
Drop the bass.
5 out of 10. Hey guys, it's 4 a.m. Caitlin over here. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you subscribe to become part of our little community. And I'll see you guys in a week.
We played a lot of popular games in our life. Some of these games were so fun to play too, but there's a dark secret about these games no one really looked into. Almost all of these popular games have the dumbest copycats. Today we're looking at the weirdest kids game ripoffs, and trust me, they look more cursed than you think. Number 1, Gacha Life. Oh well, as a Gacha tuber, it hurts me to say, Gacha Life has some of the most weirdest copycats ever. Firstly, we got the Gacha Life copycat, which only uses the name but fake inside. Then we got Gacha Club. This was a bit interesting, because they somehow managed to copy the theme, but still doesn't look as good as Gacha Club that we know. And this is a ripoff version of Gacha Life 2. Well, nice try, but I don't remember ordering Gacha Life 2 from Temu. This made me realize how good the original is. Number 2, Angry Birds. Angry Birds is a very popular kids game, but Angry Birds ripoffs are genuinely funny. They did not even try to hide the fact that they are copying the whole thing. First of all, we got Angry Tomato. Just like Angry Birds and Pigs, you throw a tomato with bananas. They also have Angry Alien. It's just so random. Another huge copycat of Angry Bird is called Ugly Birds. Like, come on. And this is the most cursed one. It's called Angry Virus, where instead of the bird, you get a woman's face. I have no idea how that is even a thing. It's messing up my last brain cell. Number 3, Toca Life World. Ah yes, Toca Life is another popular game. Popular among kids especially. The copycats don't leave the Toca Life either. First of all, we got DZ Town. Well, this game is very similar to Toca, except the characters look more human here. Not chibi like Toca. It's like Toca but in a different art style. Everything else is just same, like they didn't even try to hide it. Secondly, we got My Town World. This honestly looks like a Temu version of Toca as well. Like they tried their best to copy everything. Yep, it exists. Well, it's still enjoyable though. Like if you have nothing to do. But come on, I would just use Toca. Also, why do they look like they are staring dead in my soul? Thirdly, we got Mega World. This one actually resembles Toca the most. Like even the character design looks very similar, but except for being the knockoff of Toca, this game is actually cute. Like yeah, I kinda like it. Number 4, Minecraft. Minecraft has the most number of copycats in existence. Like the amount of people trying to copy Minecraft is unbelievable. Firstly, we got Worldcraft. I mean, come on. Why? The mobs look cursed as well. This looks like Minecraft at 3 a.m. I might end up having some nightmares about it. And then we got Multicraft. Like, come on. They just go ahead and do it. They really need to hesitate. It just feels wrong because this is just copied. Nothing else to say about it. And lastly, we got Craftsman. Bro is literally just Minecraft. I am speechless. But well, we need to move on. Number 5, Roblox. Surprise, surprise. Roblox isn't really safe either. That's right. Even Roblox got a ripoff of their own. It's called Brick Planet. Like they even take Roblox's popular games and kinda remake them. And yeah, the characters look like Roblox as well. Well, they do have some good number of games though.
Yeah, I'm gonna
which
stop this.
surprise